And again, whatever you do, make sure you're not going to chase. I'm just playing with this one with runners. Again, I caught probably a 50% move total after scales on this earlier from 440 to the sevens. So I'm not looking to, risk that profit here. I'm just playing with a little bit of my profits to see if I can't, tack on a few more dollars. If it doesn't go my way, then I'll cut it and I'll sit back until after open, or we'll find, we should find some more opportunities on it. And so that's what I'm watching right now. Again, LGVN off the pullbacks over that 570 is really what you should be keeping an eye on currently. But please don't play if you don't have any profit cushion. Just trying to play it with a little bit of my profits. Already up nicely today too. Actually already up more today than I was yesterday, just because of LGVN. And yesterday wasn't a bad day either. We actually had about 9 trades yesterday with just 1 loss. But none of them were 50% wins or 70% wins like we got to move on LGVN this morning. So it just doesn't take much, It doesn't take much. You get that 70% win, it easily outweighs any chop we had yesterday, any chop we had last week. It's just fun stuff. If I had a quarter size, okay, maybe not so much, but I had a third size in this morning, so I had a little bit more size than usual too, which really helped quite a bit. Definitely fun stuff though. Like I said, I always love going into the open with some cushion because it just decreases my risk and my stress for the day, really. So I've got roughly 23 minutes until open. After I'm done watching this, we're going to go through the gap scan. It shouldn't take us too long because my top watch for the morning is going to be LGVN. We played it so well earlier on in pre-market. Right now, just trying to scalp it a little bit off the highs in this little range it's forming here going into the open. But aside from that, these are really the things that I'm going to be watching today. So whenever we've got a gapper like this, I don't want to get too focused on, other setups. I like to kind of disperse my attention at the same time because the thing is, if we focus on too little, we're more prone to forming a bias on something, more prone to forcing something. So I don't want to just focus on the one stock. I want to at least have probably 3 or 4 setups for watching into the open today. And so that's going to be my personal goal, is to have at least 3 or 4 to watch. And then, depending on that, we can hopefully find some other opportunities as well. But I don't want to have just this one thing that we're watching today, because for that one reason, forming that bias, it's really, really dangerous. And it does happen. It does happen pretty easily. But you also don't want to watch too much. If you watch too much, it's easy to get distracted. Easy to just have your mind kind of filled with a bunch of crappy setups, mediocre setups. So you got to have that little middle ground. All right, so we've got KZIA also moving here. I do want to watch that this morning too. Let me get my list pulled up. Yesterday, though, we had a really, really good day. Make sure you did journal yesterday, though. If you struggled yesterday, make sure you journaled. Zero excuse not to. Absolutely zero excuse not to. Yesterday was a pretty easy day. We had 9 wins and 1 loss. KZIA, we want to watch over pre-market highs over 42 cents. And that would give you range over the 200-day moving average to about 50 cents. There's your curl on LGVN off of 570 that we talked about too. All right, but LGVN, that's going to be the main watch today as of right now. Here we go back to 630s actually on LGVN. Take a look at this, back to the upside here. And this thing is just so much fun, dude. I'm scalping the dips like crazy. I just played that dip again as well. You can see where I added back here on the pullback to 580, which I talked about over 570. Look how I'm scalping this off the lows here. I scalped it here from 585 up to 650. Bought back in again at 580. Just sold some more up 630. So just really scalping this thing to a T, trying to tack on some more profits for the day here with small size, just playing with some profits to see just where this wants to go into the open. That way I'm just going in with some cushion today. I'm already up nicely this morning. And, this way I don't really have much risk today because it's going to be really hard. At this point I've got to take 3 full-size losses just to break even on the day, which makes it impossible, right? Because for myself, I've got a 3-strike rule. Right, I've got a 3-strike rule for myself. So if I was to take 3 full-size losses, worst case, I'm break even today because of how much profit we've gotten pre-market today. So it really just sets you up nicely for the day. So I can actually take some risks, and put myself out there in some of these setups. Because I would have to have, quite literally, 3 full-size losses today to go break even. And that's an awesome thing. So right now, just watching this LGVN, I don't really like any more pullbacks. I just want to see it try to break up through the highs on this. I take a little bit more size out there at 616. My average cost is 608. Just playing with runners, though. All right. Back over here to the gap scan, though. While we're waiting for that to do its thing, let me see what else we've got moving. Let's see. Let me check the chat real quick. I lost audio. Oh, my goodness. Here we are again. Hold on. Are we good now, or are we still bad? Natalie had sound. Are we good? It's back. If it goes out again, let me know quick, and we'll switch to Zoom. Yeah, let me know and we'll switch to Zoom. I was just talking the whole time. That sucks. All right, let me know if you can hear me. Let me get the stream back up. Well, that sucks. I was over here yapping the whole time about LGVN, and here we are. No sound again. You can hear now? Okay. If the sound goes out again, let me know, and I'll be checking the chat more often. I wish Discord didn't have these issues, man. It is so stupid. I don't know why it does it. But we'll switch to Zoom, maybe permanently if we have to in the future, if it keeps on doing it. I don't, it's annoying. LGVN, I want to keep on watching today. For right now, we're 570. And again, let me know if the sound goes out. I'll be talking pretty consistently, so if it ever goes silent, I'm not sitting here just twiddling my thumbs watching LGVN. So just let me know. All right, what else have we got? KZIA over 42, range to 50. Let me check the chat again, make sure we still have it. Better start checking it more. I can't. I wish I could. I wish I could, but I can't just stare at the chat. Let's see. Especially because we're kind of crunched for time, too. ATNF getting volume here over 3. How'd this close yesterday? I don't love it. I don't love it, but I might watch it over 3. Yeah, I'll watch ATNF today over 297. Look for possible dips going into the open on ATNF. And you've got range here back into the 4s. Let me double check. You've got 360, 3, 8, and 4. So right now we are watching LGVN, we're watching KZIA, and we are also watching ATNF. Anyways, like I was mentioning whenever you didn't have sound, let me check again. Out, back. So we're good? We're good? Somebody said out. I don't know if that means we lost sound again or what. But anyways, like I was saying, right now where we're starting the day, I've got a bigger green day already today than I had yesterday with a full trading day yesterday, because of pre-market here on LGVN. So, we've got enough cushion to take some risks today. We've got enough cushion to where for me to just go break even today, I would have to take 3 max size losses. And that's to go break even on the day. So I'm at this point today, I'm like, there's no way for me to go red, as long as I stick to my rules. And that's why today is hopefully going to be a little bit less stressful because I can take more risks. I've got the cushion and pre-market formed, and that should help me quite a bit going into the open today. But we shall see. I'm hoping the sound keeps on working, though. I would hate to switch to Zoom. It's always a bit of a headache. And I'll just keep playing the dips on it while we wait for it to make the next move. I am watching these other two gappers too on ATNF and KCIA, but honestly, top watch right now is LGVN. Let's be real. There's not much reason to watch much else right now just because of the volume here. The setup here is awesome. And it just keeps on providing opportunities too. And again, I'm just playing with profits. Like I mentioned, I don't know if you had sound or not. Make sure you're not playing it up here as your initial play yet. Right now, I'm just playing with profits to see if I can't tack on some more, before we get into the open. The initial move here that we caught was from 440s all the way to about 7, and I've played it here about 3 times after, from 560 to 650, and then from 570 to about 640. So just trying to tack on a few more dollars. Be smart about it, though. I don't want you to come in and, you miss the first big trade. You come in and try to oversize on something up here. I'm just playing with runners. I'm only risking a fraction of my profit up here. We'll see where it wants to go into the bell. No wieners. Yeah, no wieners in the zoom if we do have to switch to zoom. I need to figure out how to turn the cameras off. I'm like a boomer when it comes to zoom. I've got no idea how to use the crap. I think I figured out how to turn off the mics last time, but I've got no idea how to turn the cameras off. So I probably need to figure out how to do that before I do go over there and somebody decides to get a little bit too comfortable. Back to 610 again on LGVN. I tried to get a dip filled there at 592, but I didn't get filled, unfortunately. I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel that. Oh well. Please don't. They're amazing. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Oh my goodness. But all right, so right now though, just watching this LGVN really into the open today. We've got a few other gappers too, but this thing just looks so good. It just looks so good. We've already played it really, really well today. And it's got range still, It's got plenty of range still. I would almost say you've got range here to about 9, I mean, you've really got range to 9. And I would say that whole number of 10 is going to be a nice magnet, but as you get up to 9, obviously buyers are going to run out of incentive. So you're going to start to get less follow through. So at that point, I would say maybe stay clear of it. But for right now, I just keep on soaking these fullbacks with some small size, playing with profits to see if I can't get the move back up into the 7s before the open here. And hopefully tack on an extra $100 or so before the open. It's kind of my goal here right now. All right, we've got about 10 minutes. And really, like I said, this is my top watch. And you can see on my screen how I've executed here after the initial move as well. I played these pullbacks really, really well. Down here off the 570s twice. And if I do lose sound again, just let me know. And that way we can hurry up and switch to Zoom. I've already got Zoom pulled up just in case. So if we do have to, it'll be a quick transition. All you'll have to do is click on the link and you'll be able to hop right in. Hopefully it doesn't come to that though, because so far today is going pretty smooth. As far as trading goes, I'm just hoping everything else just goes smooth too. 624, 625. 625 is trying to get cracking here, and I want to see us try to open, hopefully in the 640s. That's my goal. If we can open in the 640s, I'll raise my stops to break even on the runners and just let it go. But again, just playing with some of my profits. Let me know if you guys caught the first trade on it, though, that LGVN first trade from 440s, or you might have had an entry in the 450s, which is okay as long as you corrected your size, right? So on that example, I know it pulled back to entry. It pulled back to about 430s and 440s. It gave you an awesome pullback entry. But if you got filled at like 440, 450, as long as you corrected your size, you're good. You're good. As long as you size down because of the added risk. It had plenty of range here to give you still the proper risk to reward you really needed to see here. So it still would have been a valid trade regardless. But let me know if you played it. Let me know if you played it. That was the trade earlier in pre-market that I alerted at. Actually, I posted it like a minute before the entry met because I wanted you to have chances to watch it for pullbacks. And thankfully, it was the right idea. It pulled back right after the alert. This thing's crazy though, man. long as it holds off the 50 there at 570, I don't mind holding this into the open. Again, I'm just playing with my profits, though. I'm not risking anything more. Just a fraction of my profits. If I do take a loss on this, it'll be, you know, no more than 15% of my profits so far this morning. So keep that in mind. I'm not risking much here whatsoever. Only a portion of my profits. We've got about 9 minutes. And a lot of y'all missed the move from the fours. About 7 minutes to go. And again, top watch here is LGVN. What a crazy move, seriously. And it's got plenty of incentive too, so it should give us some more opportunities out of the bell today, as long as it doesn't fade hard at the open. Let me flip over to something else real quick. I'm going to stay in this here. Again, only risking my profits, some of it. Risking a portion of my profits, so make sure not to play it up here if you don't have those profits. I don't want you to chase and get burned. But let's see if we have anything else moving, though, real quick. I don't believe we had any other gappers that I really cared for. I do want to pull up the nightly watch list real quick, but in all honesty, there's not much. I like LGVN the most. Gotta be my watch today. We had a few setups last night that I want to get pulled up here real quick. We had QURE over 690. We had ZAP over 15, which I doubt we're going to play today. It opened kind of weak today. We had VRPX that already made its move. So we just have these really, and LGVN's really my top. Let me get these charts pulled up real quick, and then we will be ready for the open. So we've got 5 setups to watch today, and already starting the day again with a bigger green day than I had yesterday, which makes this a pretty easy start. And I'm hoping that we continue in the right direction. You got in at 447. Good. Good, brother. Yeah, that was a crazy setup this morning. Thankfully, it pulled back and gave everybody a pretty nice entry point. But it should give us more opportunities today, too, out of the open. It's holding up so well. All right, I've got everything pulled up on my end here. I'm ready for the bell. And it should be a pretty fun day today. Hopefully make a little bit more here after open and tack on to the profits from pre-market, which was so awesome. We haven't had a pre-market like that in weeks, I feel like. I mean, it really has been weeks because last week we had the 4th. We haven't had a whole lot of gappers this week so far. So yeah, it's been a while. We've got about 5 minutes until the bell. And again, top watch is LGVN. So far, we've got like 6 or 7 trades in pre-market this morning. The biggest one was the LGVN win. All right, here we go. Pulling back to the 50 again. I just want to see it hold off the 50 going into the open. See if it can't hold off the 50 to buy some dips going into the bell. And again, only playing with profits. After the open, I may take some new core positions on it, depending on how it does open up. But right now, I'm just playing with profits going into the bell. Going into the open obviously carries added risk, and for that reason, I don't really want to risk much of my profits on it. So far this morning on LGVN, up about 706, although I would like to tack on some more. Testing the 50 here at 580. I want to see it hold off into the bell. If we do start to fade hard at the open, then we'll have to look at our kind of secondary game plan here.